officers? Yeah. Okay, just give me a second. That's on. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kenneth from Abibimman Foundation and also Abibimman Foundation. We are here at civil society from African and West African to share our experience in the local-led climate adaptation. I know this scope, it's about money, but we're also looking at our adaptation because the money goes through the grounds and through the local communities. So on behalf of Abibimman and Abibimman, I want to
which is also a non-governmental organization that works with youth and local communities to raise awareness about climate issues and biodiversity conservation in Ghana. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Suleiman Ouattara. I am in charge of a grassroots non-profit dedicated working to support communities on introducing kids, women groups, and youth to the environmental challenges, and also supporting all that are doing which could contribute to the betterment of the world. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Uncle Gregory Sesime from Vora Project International in Ghana, based in Ho, and we are in for empowering people to live in harmony with nature. So we undergo all manner of projects that has to do with the SDGs that help to keep our environment in the right shape. Thank you.
So we'll start with Kwame. Kwame, can you tell me what do you do in Ghana and how the local community are benefiting? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I will give a specific project so that at least we will contextualize it. So I'm working on a project specifically called LEAN project, and it's known as the Landscape and Environmental Agility Across the Nation. So with this project, it seeks to support government's efforts to support our biodiversity and also improve livelihood of smallholder farmers, as well as putting measures, to curb the climate change menace that we are facing. So the project has some specific objectives, or some objectives that are peculiar to the project that is very interesting. So something that I would like to highlight is about the governance structure that we are implementing in the project. So with this project, within the communities that we are implementing, we form some kind of a governance structure. So with this governance structure, we've involved the communities, especially the farmers, the district assemblies, and also the governor, the district, the public agencies, to form part of this governance structure, so that whatever the project team brings or supports the community is able to trickle down. And this has proven very successful in the sense that the whole idea is that the project seeks to improve the livelihood of smallholder farmers in the sense of linking them to a market, as well as also providing them with some kind of alternative livelihoods, so that aside the smallholder farmers engaging in their farming activities, they also have some additional livelihood like small ruminants, mushroom, fish farming, and those things. So this governance structure that we have set up also seeks to support these communities in doing it properly. Another aspect of the project that we are also looking at is we call something climate smart practices, or climate smart agricultural practices. So what we are doing in this project is that we know definitely the project has a lifespan of 4 years. A time will come that it will end. So what we are doing is that we are engaging the government agencies, that is the Department of Agri, so that they work hand in hand with the farmers, so that whatever knowledge on best practices of climate smart agriculture, they are integrating into the farming methods, so that whatever they are learning, they're able to leave it in the community. And this is also proving very well. And one aspect of the project also that we are doing talks more about, providing seedlings. So within the project area, as I speak now, we have about 800,000 seedlings that we've provided to the communities in order for them to, plant within their neighborhoods. And it's also proven very successful. So with this EU Lane project that I talked about initially, so there are partners who are involved. So for us, Tropimos Ghana, we are working in the transition landscape of Ghana. And
Great, Kwame, yes, we'll come back to you again. Sena, I know you are part of the champions from Niger. Can you share with us your experience? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just want to highlight a key project that we are on actually that's called CBDRM, Community-Based Disaster Risk Management, that we implement in the Tilaberi region with local actors that provide them an opportunity to exchange knowledge on sustainability and institutionalization criteria of the CBDRM. And also is a kind of opportunity to share good practice and community-based disaster risk management at the country level. We try to figure out to find all the best practices and elaborate a book on that. And that's allow us also to increase the capacities of CSOs, government and other actors to work together and create an enabling environment for CBDRM. And also that allow us to make tree planting activity in order to restore many degraded land with the communities, because in Sahel actually you have this security crisis, and also we have the climate change impact. So there is a lot of community that try to displace and go to some area and leave their land. So we try to work with them and give them more opportunities to be autonomous. Thank you.
Thank you. Rashford, can you tell me, you are the biggest civil society organization in Ghana coordinating all the environmental NGOs in Ghana, CASA. Can you share with us your experience?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So first off, as you rightly said, so CASA coordinates over 300 civil society organizations in Ghana, and one of our most remarkable projects, we call it the Ecological Restoration for Community-Led Project, ERICOR project. So in that project, we sought to restore about 2.5 hectares of mangroves that has been destroyed as a result of sea level rise and also sea erosion in the community. So we looked at 3 communities. We looked at the Fuveme community. We looked at the Agokeji community. Then we looked at the Kosikofe community. So all these communities have been washed away as a result of sea level. So what we did in the project is that we restored the ecosystem by planting 2.5 hectares of mangroves. We also sensitized the communities on what the importance of mangroves is. Because if you don't do that, the communities will go back to the mangroves and harvest the mangroves. Then your work will be zero. So we try to sensitize them, and we also try to provide them with green livelihoods, such as beekeeping and grass cutter rearing, so that they would have something to feed on and they will not go back to the mangroves forest that we have done. So this is one remarkable project that we've done, which is still going because the trees are growing, the trees are sequestering carbon, the ecosystem has been revived, water has been revived, fishes are coming back, the turtles are also coming back and they're also thriving. So when you go to that particular enclave, which is the Keta Ramsar site.
Great. I know, Maula, you did something about recently. So can you share with me your experience on the methane and areas of your work? Thank you.
All right, so thank you for the opportunity. As I said, Greener Impact International focuses more on awareness creation, because we know that action starts when we understand the issues that are at stake. So currently, Greener Impact International is conducting a national campaign against the methane emissions in Ghana, because we know that Ghana is a signatory to the Global Methane Pledge, and civil society organizations need to support the government in its work so that Ghana can now deliver on its commitment towards the Global Methane Pledge. So we are working, what we did was to work with 2 local communities that are the Nsawoma Duejiri community and the La Quantana Madina community. So we have firstly conducted a case study because those communities are communities that are hosting waste management companies. So we have already conducted studies to see how the waste is being managed, and now currently we are going back to them to work with market women and also to work with schools to see how best they can now manage the waste that are being generated in those communities. So this is what Greener Impact International is currently at, and we have more to do in the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watala. I know Burkina Faso. So can you share with us your experience in Burkina Faso, being a member of the champions?
Thank you very much. I think that there are 2 levels. My first level of contribution is regional level as champion. It is an initiative by ENDA Energy Dakar, which allows a regional intervention and to speak people, communities' voice. But nationally, as a grassroots organization, we are fighting for water. When I say water, you have to be from the Sahelian region to understand what I say. When you think that we have only 3 months rain and minimum of 400 millimeters, which could not even be sufficient to grow crops. So there are all sorts of techniques that are done to the ground in order to captivate the minimum water. So we are promoting, in that sense, drip irrigation because we think that we have to use with the highest maximum the small rain quantity that we have. We have another activity that is concerning women who are in hand-woven cotton, that is learned knowledge from generations, which they use as an activity of, let's say, resilience. And we are supporting them for their survival. We formalize their activities, we empower them as they can also get income generating activities to take care of the education of children as getting them some food. So we think that we are in the community to support livelihoods.
Thank you very much. My brother, then you can take over. I give you just 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we at Vora Project International, we also undertake biodiversity conservation through promoting of tree planting, and we also provide alternative livelihood empowerment programs that help to maintain the diversity of our environment as well as create sustainable jobs. So we do beekeeping training in various communities that we are based in, and the outcomes are so great. Our current project is one grant that we were able to secure by the grace of God this year with the Global Environmental Fund, which we are constructing a biodiversity and beekeeping resource management center in Chitoa Udume. Thank you.
Thank you. Kwame, I'll come back to you. Kwame, can you share with us your experience, your impacts, your expectation in the scope?
Yeah, thank you very much. So as we all know, this is a finance scope. So in terms of my expectation, so I will expect that there is some kind of an increased support for group community-led adaptive initiatives within this scope. Also, there will be enhanced climate resilience and disaster risk reduction, as well as recognition of loss and damage and associated funding. And one other thing that I will is the priority allocation of adaptation funds to the global south. So basically, with regards to this COP, I believe that if this is done, yeah, I'll be very happy. Thank you.
So can you share with me how the community will benefit? Niger.
Excuse me?
How the community will benefit?
Yeah, for sure here, before coming to the COP, we have several opportunities to discuss with the communities. We launched a caravan that across all the country to discuss with the community on what we call the people, the NDCs. So that allows us to see the priority with the community that we bring here in terms of discussion at some several side events. And then the main issue for us in Sahel is to see the nexus, climate, peace, and security, how we can bring these issues also here, and also health and climate issues. So for us, it's very important to see the interconnection between those topics here also at the COP, and for sure to find a way that can be added for the next NDCs that will be elaborated next year, that can take all this into account. And as said by my colleague, I think as climate finance, the COP, it's very important for us to see how it's possible to for the loss and damage fund to be really to have more result than that. And also how we can double the fund for adaptation. Because for the community in Africa, in Sahel in particular, they need more funds for adaptation. That's very important for them. So for us, it's very important to see key results on finance and on adaptation. Thank you.
Yes, Ransford.
Right. So as this COP has been dubbed the finance COP, what I really expect is that all measures must work out, all measures must be put in place to make finance available for adaptation in Africa, because Africa can't wait for this negotiation to stall. People are losing their livelihoods. People are dying. We need the resources. We need funds to adapt. We need funds to adapt to this adverse effect of climate change. So I would kindly plead to all negotiators or developed countries to make finances available for Africa, so that when we go back, we can tap into these funds to adapt to this adverse effects of climate change. Thank you.
Yes, my brother.
So thank you. So this COP is capital and key to us, because we know that since COP21, when the Global Methane Pledge has been launched, then a lot of actions are being towards that regard now. And we are happy that at this COP, just on the 19th, that was yesterday, so there has been a declaration by the COP presidency concerning reducing methane from food waste. And it is with excitement that you have been aware of this declaration. But we also know that it shouldn't stop at this stage of declaration alone, but funding should now be geared towards that domain, so that the methane can truly be reduced and the climate can also become cooler for the future generation.
Thank you, Waltala. Burkina Faso.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I would say that my key word is solidarity, because we have come to this COP because we think that we can spread the message of the ground. People are there taking a look on what is doing, what we are doing, what is going on, and it is hope for them. So we should not lose this hope, because this hope maintains people, maintain communities. Once they lose this hope, all is finished, and we cannot imagine people taking boats to Europe, people joining extremist groups, because they have no more solutions. So we think that solidarity Let's support each other. Developed countries have a debt to developing countries. We have to support them. We have to help put forth adaptation, mitigation practices. We should not even wait that catastrophe would happen and say that we have some loss and damage funds. We have to do it before.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I would also conclude on the financing aspect. Considering what we do back home, it has always been finance. Every other challenge, finance can solve. So the climate action, finance should not stop here at the COP, but should be felt on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nine also talk about mobilization and also contribution. And so for civil society organization, yes, we need to mobilize the funds, but we need to be careful to engage the private sector, because private sector come to your country, they look at their interests. And so we also need to be guided by that, even as we are waiting for the final text. Let me start with Kwame. Just a 1 minute. What is your take on the finance? What are you taking home? What is your takeaway?
So on the finance, my take is that the Global North should help support, like they should increase the level of adaptation fund, because I have been roaming around the various side events and I realized that the level of adaptation funding is minimal. So my take is they should help increase the level so that at least we, the Global South, can also address the impacts that the climate change menace is having on us. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Senna, do you think it will benefit, this COP will benefit Africa, being a champion? That's why I'm coming straight to you.
We hope so, because as we are here, so I see a lot of African countries that are here. They have pavilion trying to show the best practices, trying to make advocacy in order to have more result for Africa. So for me, it's very important to be here. That's the first thing. And also in terms of the motto of this COP, the solidarity, it's very important to show solidarity, because as African continent, we are not more responsible in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. So it's very important to see how they can allow more resources, as you say, increase the finance for adaptation. And also Africa must stay united. As we say, if we stay united, we cannot be divided. So it's very important for us to stay united and stay focused on our common position in order to have more than like billion, we need trillion in terms of finance.
Thank you. I open the floor. Just one or two questions if you want to ask. Yes, my brother.
Hi. Thank you for doing the great work. I am also living in Ghana. Just wanted to ask you one question. We're all at COP, but there is a whole preparation before the COP. Is there any chance you get to discuss with the local government where your points, what points of yours on the ground should be discussed during negotiation?
Thank you. Then I'll go to CASA, because CASA deal with a lot of organizations. How do we engage with the local government?
Yeah, so I think we made our stance clear that in as much as we are here advocating for, finance, we need to make finance readily accessible to the civil society organizations, because it's the civil society organizations that go to the local communities, that know what the local communities are going through, that have gotten some knowledge from the local communities as to how the adaptation can even be done. So we are saying that make funds readily available. Once the text have been formed, everything and the decision has been made. Now the next thing we need to do is don't make the funds abstract from the local people. Let the civil society who work at the local community have readily access to these funds. Yes, thank you.
So too, we also have partnership with the government, advising them, looking at the interests of the local community, and then building their capacity in terms of having influence, even to our NDCs. And we know calculating all the NDCs, it's over the 1.3 trillion. So how do you solve that? I'll come to Burkina Faso. I know you deal with a lot of gender, even though you are a man, because of the tradition. Can you then give us just a snapshot about your work? Then we will end this conference. Thank you. Yeah, gender.
I would say that we need that funding. Finance is essential. And as you know, in Burkina Faso and most of the developing countries, we are all in a situation of debt which could not allow sometimes communities to get some support to do what they have to do on the ground. That's why we think that finance is essential to help overcome all this. Communities are using their hands, and then I think this finance can help deliver.
So it's a time of a wake-up call for Africa. We need to take our destiny into our hands. We need to build our community up, which is called the bottoms up, and then empower them. And I believe and I know with all certainty that we can make it if we and Africans want to make it. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate you. Thank you.